practice changing the diaper. We're going to practice feeding baby. We're going to practice rocking baby and burping baby. And of course, a lot of you already know how to do this on a real infant, but because of the different sensors that are in baby, you need to be able to get used to doing it on these as opposed to a real baby. So their sensors are located, you've got one in the back, that's going to recognize the burping. There's one in the genital areas to recognize the diaper changes. There's going to be another one in the torso area, which is also going to help recognize rocking. And then there's sensors in the lips, which ties with the bottle, and that's going to recognize that it's getting fed. So we are actually, everyone's going to practice everything. So we'll actually go through 2 rounds of how to do it, so that everyone has the opportunity. For some of you who are like in a group of 4, we'll do it a couple of extra times, and same thing with the group of 3. So the first thing we're going to practice is feeding. And I know this seems pretty self-explanatory, but like I said, the bottle has the sensor in it, right at the nipple. And so do the lips. So when baby cries and you think it needs to get fed, all you're going to do is put the bottle up to the lips. Now, here's how this is going to work. It's pretty simple right now because your baby's not crying, right? But here's what you need to do. I am actually going to activate these babies when I get back there. So let me describe what's going to happen. Okay? I'm going to activate the babies. Today you're going to hear a lot more noise than what we would typically hear. So when you take baby home, all you're going to hear is baby's going to start crying. Today what you're going to hear is every time I activate the babies, you're going to hear a chime coming on. That's all baby is doing is turning on. Eventually then, shortly after that, baby's going to start whimpering. Baby's going to go, and then it's going to get louder. The longer you let it cry, the louder it's going to get. Here's where the wristband comes into play. This is going to be attached to your wrist. The one that is not your dominant arm. So if you hold baby this way, primarily, I'm going to be putting it on your left wrist. Why? Because this sensor, this wristband, if you put it up underneath baby's belly button, there's a sensor there. This is what lets baby know that you are its parent and that you are there to take care of it. So every time baby cries, you need to put this wristband underneath baby's belly. Now, when you hear a chiming noise, that means baby recognizes you are its parent. Then after you hear that chime is when you can perform whatever you think baby needs. Today, I'm going to tell you what baby needs. So when you take baby home for the weekend, I have no idea where it's going to start. Some of you, it may start with a diaper change. Some of you, it may start with a feed. Some of you, it may start with rock. For some of you, it just may want to be held. It's going to be up to you as the parent to figure out what your baby needs. So don't call me, don't email me saying my baby's crying, what am I supposed to do? I'm going to say, you're the parent and figure it out. Because that's what they do when they send you home from the hospital. Right? Here's your baby, off you go, good luck. They'll make sure baby's strapped in safely, and that's the last thing the hospital will do. Before they send you on your merry way to make sure your baby lives. Okay? So, here's the way it's going to work again. I'm going to activate them. You're going to hear a chime. Baby's going to start whining. You need to wait until you hear more of a full-fledged cry before you put this up to baby's belly, because then it really knows what it wants before you start performing the action. Once baby is satisfied, it will coo. This is what it'll do. So today, as soon as you put that bottle up, it will probably feed for a little bit, for a few moments, and then it'll coo. Yes? Every time baby cries, you put this under its belly. because you're gonna have to perform some action, and it's gonna need you to know that you are its parent. Someone else have any? Yes. I am not gonna put this on you real tight, like I would typically do. That way you can slide it off and give it to your caregiver who's in charge. Okay?
You know how hard this is?
So again, baby's gonna cry. I'm gonna activate baby. It's gonna start crying. You're gonna put it up underneath the belly. It's gonna make a chime noise. First thing you're gonna do is feed baby. Put the bottle up to the lips.
So then
Might
that
hear
way
some
we
sucking
can.
going too. Is it sucking on the bottle? When it's satisfied, it'll coo. And then you're done. Okay?
I just changed mine.
So, I'm gonna go to the back. I'm gonna activate your babies. And then all of you are gonna be able to talk.
Wait, that way, like, I won't have. And then,
Sensor up. If you put that sensor up too soon, baby may not recognize that you are its parent. So you may try doing something with baby. Come on, baby. Are you sure it wasn't theirs?
No, I'm sure it was this baby. I was listening hard. I don't like this. Is it done?
It's done.
I'm sure because I thought it was done last time.
It's done.
Perfect.
You just hold your okay? Sometimes you may put that sensor up right away, and then if you're trying to perform whatever you think baby needs, it may not recognize it. Here's the thing. Once you get into the routine, and it takes about 24 hours for you guys to get into the routine, you'll eventually figure out the pattern of what baby needs. Which is why we have you do it longer than 24 hours and 48 hours. Okay? I was getting ready to say something. Okay. So, any questions about feeding?
Will it ever just be like up and down?
Yes. Yes. Here's the thing, you may just be sitting there and your baby just coos. That's a good thing. You don't have to do anything when your baby coos. You're just happy.
I don't know what that stuff sounds like. That's why my baby's still crying.
Well, that last noise that you heard was a coo. It was happy. Its belly is full. Now, what do you think are the two things that you're going to be doing the most of?
Changing
Feeding and changing.
What is it?
So those are the things that you're going to be doing a lot of.
What? How do you put something like that when you change the diaper?
Listen, because I may be saying things that you need to know. You'll need to burp, obviously, because with little ones like this, yes, in reality, they can't suck on a bottle for 25 minutes straight, okay? Or if you're nursing, you have to switch sides so that you get equal relief on both sides.
What happens if you overfeed?
This baby or real baby? That baby, you can't overfeed it because it'll poo when it's done. A real baby, it'll spit it up. Okay? That's what a real baby.
I hate baby food. That's the bullshit.
So, keep in mind that the feeding and changing are the two most things that you're going to be doing. So if it feels like you're feeding a lot, you are, because in reality, a newborn eats every 2 hours. And if you're feeding for 20, 25 minutes at a time, yeah, you're feeding, that's all you feel like you're doing is feeding this baby. But that's what they need. They need the nourishment so they can grow. Yes.
So this baby right here, these little monitor babies gonna cry every 2 hours?
They may cry more than that in an hour.
Oh my god.
They may, because typically with newborns, you put something in their system, it doesn't take long for them to digest and either alleviate themselves. So you could be changing the diaper, you could be feeding them and then a half hour later you're changing their diaper. Because their systems aren't that mature. They're not very big. It doesn't take long for it to get out of the system.
when to change the diaper?
That's good, as you as the parent, that's how you need to figure that out.
It's kind of hard when they don't.
What?
It's kind of hard when they don't.
Like I said, you get into the habit of figuring out their schedule, okay? That's going to be up to you. Now, some of you
When it starts crying, I'm gonna try everything. I'm gonna feed it.
Listen,
I'm gonna feed the baby.
some of you may have a keen ear. These babies will actually make different cries based on what they need. And some parents can pick up on that. I myself am not one of those parents. If my child cried, all of it was just annoying to me. Okay? And some of you are going to be in the same boat. It's just, ugh, stop crying. So you're going to do whatever you can to get it to stop crying. Some of you are going to be so in tune that you are going to recognize the different cries. In this room today, you're not going to because it's going to be so loud. But when you're at home, where it's a quieter environment, you may recognize that. So you may start figuring out the pattern. That I can't tell you because every baby's going to be different. Okay, next demo is diaper change. So when you leave here, you have to make sure that you're leaving with. Oh, this was plain because it doesn't make sense. What color do you have? Yellow. Okay. You need to leave here with a one that has a yellow sensor in it. Shane, can you hold up your other diaper? And one with a green sensor in it. Okay? That is not to differentiate between urine and solid waste. Okay? All that does is differentiates between you knowing which diaper you've already used. Because you're constantly going to be using a green diaper and then a yellow diaper and then the green diaper and then a yellow diaper. So that's the only thing that it does. If you take home two of the same color, it's a long weekend for you because baby won't recognize that the diaper is being changed. And I will have that written on the board to make sure, or I put on this board over here, so that you know what to leave here with. Because come Friday afternoon, I'm out at 3 o'clock. And if you get home and realize that you had two of the same diapers, you better pray that a custodian will let you into this room to change out. Because I won't be coming up here. Because I'm telling you right now to leave with one of each. I will have it written on the board and I will verify with you before I leave. And that's all I'm going to do. I think